It's been so long since I played on actual hardware, I kind of forgot that while it is maybe a good idea to do a save game after every recording session, I don't need to do that because the PlayStation just keeps on standby mode and it doesn't turn off. So when I turn it back on, I leave off or pick up immediately where I left off. Anyway, the first 2 episodes have gone up, and I think there's a couple of things about the series that we need to mention. And I don't know if there's going to be a cutscene here, so I'm going to talk very slowly. This loading time leads me to believe there's going to be a cutscene before I get into that. That is not. That is. I know, Goofy. I am very much aware of the thing that we're supposed to do. So. The views. Let's start by talking about the numbers for this series so far. They're about 2/3 or so of what I would usually... Wait a second, I don't have Shotlock yet. When do you get Shotlock? That is worrying. I would very much like to get Shotlocks. I'm pretty sure you get it pretty soon from where I'm at right now. I hope. So, that's not horrible. It's honestly kind of better than I expected. I do wonder how that's going to keep up over a longer period of time. Because the second point is this series is going to be way longer than I expected. We've done 2 episodes. We have gotten to this point in the game. And we're not going to get, like... We're not going to finish the entirety of Olympus today. Which, in short, means that there's going to be like 3 to 5 episodes probably per world. And this only makes it worse. The trade-off to that was that I said, I'm going to cut out all of the downtime. And that would be moments like this, where I die, I cut ahead until the point where I died. Especially since Kingdom Hearts 3 tends to like have a lot of places without loading screens. Meaning that if you end up dying, you kind of have to replay quite a bit of content sometimes. And then you have like 3-hour-long loading screens as well, which you can cut out. I'm not doing that right now because I'm explaining anything, but that's how things will work going forward. I was thinking about, there's nothing too interesting going on in a situation. Yes, we need that. In a situation like this, right? Nothing too interesting going on. So I might as well also cut that out, is what I figured. But when I was actually editing the last 2 episodes, I noticed just how much of those episodes already were just cutscenes. Like, almost half of the episodes as is were cutscenes. So if I cut out just like normal heartless group fights, it's gonna be about 80% cutscenes and then 20% me actually being able to talk and like commentate and just have it be a let's play rather than just a random playthrough. So my decision for that as of right now, and that might change in the future, again, we'll deal with this series as we go along, purely based on just how, like, the numbers go, but also how, like, episodes go, and I don't think this is really going to do that much. I did a decent amount of damage, but I could really use a bit more HP. Donald, I do believe that I remember you having Cure already. Could you please use that on me? That would be fan-fucking-tastic. So that's that. I'm gonna be back with you when I've defeated those enemies, because that's how this is gonna work. I got another pirate ship, and saving it until this point is probably just straight up a good idea. Because this is gonna deal so much more damage to this incredible amount of Heartless around. Is it going to kill all of them? Probably not. But I am back at full MP now. And I have second form as well. So I can... Let's just immediately stun Impact. Because that might get rid of one of... Oh, Zero! Zero also works. It did a bit of damage. That is a start, I guess. Half HP. That is not even... That's not even a boss. That's just a random-ass enemy dealing half HP damage, and this is using Goofy to kill only one enemy as well. Just one normal enemy could 2-shot me. Again, I will not hesitate in calling this Dark Souls. Anyway, we've done it. We've actually completed this fight against these Heartless, which is going to drop the water level, which I actually think is a very fun little thing. You defeat these enemies, and the water level drops, the map changes a little bit, and Kingdom Hearts 3 does do that a lot. Having these... They're not quite dynamic. Did you heal Goofy before me? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, never mind. I'm upset. I went back for this one because I remember this item, and it is amazing. So remember this accessory I really didn't want to get rid of? We get a water boost and Grand Magic Water, which is really, really fucking powerful. So we're going to equip that because it's really, really good. I'm also going to equip some more potions because that's probably the one thing that there's a couple of things that I should do. First and foremost is reload.
The river's never this full.
It isn't this full. We literally just fixed that. I'm gonna like do a load screen thing. So when I die again, I will likely just end up at the last reload of the map rather than having to redo all of it. And even if I didn't have to redo this fight, I would have to re-get the water cuffling, which is just bothersome, honestly, and I can heal up when we're down here anyway. So yeah, that's one of the few things, well, one of the number of things, I don't want to say that a few. One of the number of things that I'm going to do differently in this playthrough than I usually would is one, more potions, because potions, and number two is using summons, and those two things go hand in hand, because using potions prevents me from having to use cure, which then can let me use summons. Thing is, if I want to use summons, I'm kind of obligated to not use any other magic at all, because, as I've said before, summons require you to be at full MP, and now that we can do this, how much AP do we have? Not a lot. Not a lot at all. 3. Well, we're not going to use 0 XP, that would be stupid. See, this is not really going to help that much, because it reduces MP cost by 1. That might get me 1 extra cast, but really, I don't really think... You know what? This is actually a really good thing to equip, because I have forgotten to use the finish command at least 2 or 3 times so far, and this is... I'm not that far into the game. I am aware that as we go along, I'll probably get more used to using the finish command in time, or maybe not, because now I do have that ability, so I'll never think about it ever again. I think today we're going to be able to Mount Olympus. We don't have the gummy phone yet. I was going to say we can go look around for the symbols already. It's not really going to matter that much. The lucky emblems, that's the name. I forgot that for a moment. It's not really going to matter that much because I'm not going to go for the ultimate weapon in this playthrough, because that is a real pain to have to deal with. I've gotten it once. And if I want to play with it again on critical mode, I'll just start a new game plus. I am not getting the ultimate weapon a second time. It's not as bad as it was in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix particularly. Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix also, it was a bit of a pain. It's not that big of a deal in this game, but it's still painful, as it should be. Because in this game it actually is the most powerful weapon. I don't know, maybe Oathkeeper Oblivion. I haven't really played that much with those Keyblades. But by and large, the ultimate weapon is the most powerful Keyblade in this game, and as such, it is a bitch to get. Especially with its Keyblade transformation, that's not good. Especially with the Keyblade transformations, right? It's a really good transformation. It doesn't have a great shot lock against bosses, that is. No. Its shot lock is good enough against large groups of Heartless, like this one. Ultimate weapon would have been really good right about now. And I just realized second form literally does nothing to your design. You know what? We can use Sonic Blade if we find some more Heartless. Before you get the Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, it does change you back to your old outfit once you get a new one, but this early in the game you don't have that yet, so it literally does nothing to your appearance. Or I might just be misremembering something. That is also a potential reasoning. Still don't have shot locks, and I still hate these guys. So this is going to be fun. The thing, by the way, for triggering Water Czar is that I do have to use water magic, which I don't think is going to work particularly well against these guys. Yeah, no, I didn't think it would. So that's not going to be great. I would very much like to get a pirate ship again, because that worked fairly well last time. No, 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 no. I actually made my way back onto the mountain. That is kind of surprising, honestly. Oh, now we get Water Czar. Let's use Water Czar. It's gonna do fuck all because you all... Did you see the area of effect on that? That's just... Did you see the area of effect? Because that's kind of amazing. I'll be back. I can see a running theme starting here. And that is just me getting obliterated. By the way, just so you know, I did respawn all the way back at the start of the mountain. Which, probably a good thing that I ended up reloading the map. Okay, so this time we didn't fall down, so theoretically we should be able to skip all of those other Heartless, just... period. Now we get back to this again, which is problematic. Because I'm stunned. I swear to God, if you reset me back down to the beginning of the mountain again... Okay, at least this is a story fight, so I can choose retry. Which is an improvement. But that also means that we're going to be facing the Rock Titan not too long from now. And now we actually have to go through the entirety of Olympus before we fight the actual boss fight. So it's going to be a 4-episode kind of deal. I'm fairly certain. Are they all going to be like 35 minutes long? Because the last 2 episodes were a little bit longer than I usually make my videos, right? I am leaning towards, I'm hoping that I can stick to the 30-minute mark. This is why I wanted to, don't get hit. This is why I wanted to stick to recording an entire world at once. Just because that way I know how long the world is. I will end the episode at the end of the world. And please give me Water Czar. Please give me Water Czar. I need Water Czar. I need it really, really badly. Do not stun me. I hate being stunned. Water Czar, I'm still getting used to the controls a little bit. That did deal a bit of damage, I assume. Anyway, so... Yeah, that way I know where to cut the episode so that it makes sense from a series perspective, right? Because now I have... Potentially, I have 2 longer episodes, and then 1 normal episode and then 1 slightly shorter episode, or 2 slightly shorter episodes, or something like that. It's just going to be a bit of a mess. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to really deal with the... Don't do this to me. Fuck! With recording an entire world at once, because it's going to take like 2 to 2.5 hours per world to record, especially if I keep dying. It's going to be up to 3 hours per world. And that's just painful. I suddenly understand why these battles are thrown in every now and then. They act as checkpoints. You can just keep trying to win this fight by using the retry button, and then when you die after completing this fight, when you choose the continue option from the death menu, you restart here rather than at the bottom of the mountain. It's actually quite ingenious, which you would never even notice that at all, unless you were playing in critical mode, which didn't exist when the game was initially released at first. So I'm honestly kind of amazed by the fact that they thought about that from a game design perspective without having implemented critical mode itself yet. Really goes to show you that maybe if you're not that good at playing video games, this is an issue for you in Proud mode as well. But really goes to show you that they did plan on including critical mode right from the start, because I really feel like, especially the way these fights are paced throughout the world, it's really made for critical mode players. I really feel that way. Anyway, now we are fighting this ginormous enemy, which doesn't seem to be able to really damage me that much, and I am here for it, because let's finish it with a Water Czar. I don't even think it hit. I think Donald Goofy or Herc ended up killing it, which is just really funny to me. Anyway, so that's that, and we can do a thing. Where do we go? I don't want to waste a second form, so please give me some enemies to murder in the next 14 or so, 13 or so seconds. Doesn't look like you're going to. It's a bit annoying. There you go. And the normal enemy, so I can actually deal with them, especially in second form because I have that move, which. And there go a couple of soldier enemies just thrown off the side. That's not going to give me experience though, which is a bit too bad. I like the idea of second form just like being Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora, though. Because that is clearly a upgraded version of the explosion ability you have in... You know what? Let's just use that. Is that a stupid thing to use Sonic Blade against? Yeah. But it's satisfying. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
We check out what's down there.
Is there anything down there? I thought it was just a pathway back up. No! No, there's a lot of hurdles around here. Imagine if I had Sonic... Mad Teacups. Okay, I actually like this one. Because... I don't like the ride. The ride really makes me nauseous. Like, I don't get nauseous from like roller coasters and stuff. I get terrified from roller coasters in a good way. Like, is it normal to feel like scared for your life while you're waiting in line for a roller coaster? I feel like that's normal, at least to a certain extent. As a kid, I didn't really have that issue, but in more recent years, I'm like, yeah, but like, if something goes wrong, it goes really wrong. Like, there's no middle ground in a roller coaster breaking down. It's either it works or you die. There's not a lot of middle ground there. I don't get nauseous through... Damn it. There's another chest down here. Okay. I don't get nauseous from roller coasters, and I honestly... Like, I don't quite understand how people would get... I guess it's like a balance and like spatial orientation thing that goes wrong or something like that, right? I don't have that at all. I got nauseous once through a roller coaster, actually, in Disneyland, because I had breakfast, and that breakfast was French fries and a hot dog. Then going on a roller coaster, yeah, that made me nauseous.
This sure does feel awfully familiar.
Yeah, just like before.
Guys, this is getting worse by the minute. I hope I'm wrong, but my family may need me.
And now he uses Pegasus.
Sora, I'm gonna fly ahead. You've been a big help, but leave the rest to me.
Family?
Yeah. Dad's king of the gods. Yeah.
What?
Wait, how did you not know that?
Father is a god, but doesn't that mean Herc is a god too?
Oh, I think it does.
Demigod.
He's so strong.
Then he'll be okay.
Won't he?
No, Organization 13's here. He'll need our help.
Good point. We gotta
yeah,
go.
actually.
He was never quit.
I already forgot about Zigball.
That's tough. All I know is that she was in trouble. Suddenly, I wanted to save her with all my heart.
We fight with all our heart. Come on!
Anyway, long story short, teacups, I do get nauseous, which makes a lot of sense, right? Because all you're doing is literally spinning in circles. So if you're talking about like balance and spatial like awareness and stuff like that, you're spinning around a central point, and then the thing you're sitting in is also spinning. It really fucks me up quite badly, honestly. I like this fight, by the way. I think this was one of the first, if not the first demo we got of Kingdom Hearts 3. I never was able to play the demo itself, obviously. just due to the fact that it was only available in certain gaming, like in-person events, which obviously I didn't go to. So I never actually played this as a demo, but I do remember seeing footage from it, and then obviously also in the trailers, which just absolutely blew my mind, and this part especially. And then the part with the roller coaster, we're all wondering, how is it actually going to work in gameplay? And the answer is exactly as you imagine. It's on rails. Of course you're not going to get control. There were people who actually thought that you were going to be able to control where the train goes and just summon it at any time you liked, which is insanity. To be fair, it's one of the few instances of the rights showing up in a pre-planned situation, and it's always a train, right? It's here, and then it's in the Mega Heartless battle at the Keyblade Graveyard, which is... I'm going to reserve final judgment on that until we actually get there and I get to play it for a second time, because I've never actually replayed that battle since my initial playthrough of the game. But we're going to reserve judgment for that. I think the fight against the lots and lots of Heartless in this game is worse by quite a decent margin than the 1000 Heartless fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think the 1000 Heartless fight is significantly better. We're probably going to die, by the way, to Rock Titan at least 4 or 5 times. Even though it's not a difficult fight at all, I'm going to manage to die. Just mark my words. I'm going to be alone for this fight. I forgot about that. Defeat a Rock Titan. I'll try. I'll give him my back. I can't promise anything, okay? I honestly feel like the inclusion of flow motion or like the wall running ability was not entirely done just for this section, but I feel like 50% of it was done to be able to do this section. And then do I need to take out the entire HP bar for the fee? I think I do! Oh, you don't have just shockwaves anymore. You Donald Media, yes please. That actually does a fuck ton of damage, holy hell. Yeah, so Rock Titan, it's a bit more powerful than he was in Kingdom Hearts 1, turns out. Waterza would really help though. And then we do the other foot. Please, Waterza? Give me Waterza? I would very much like Waterza. Give me Waterza. Second form. It's the next best thing, I guess. I would have very much preferred Waterza. Let's get out of here. Then again, if you're just paying attention to the game, mostly, especially these earlier game bosses, they telegraph their attacks very, very well. Especially compared to data organization fights. For instance, don't, I can thank you. And then we stun impact. Okay. That's the feat done. That's just a feat, but it's the feat done. Which is something. And then we can make our way up through a very arbitrary way. Yeah, I don't actually... This is actually working. that is the issue I remember. It doesn't really work all the time. This pre-programmed flow motion knockoff. Anyway, this should not be the difficult... This is probably still going to be a fairly difficult part of the fight. Never mind. Let's potion up right away. Maybe that was a bit premature, but... Mountain Coaster. Are we going to be able to just absolutely murder the entirety of the Rock Titan within this one Mountain Coaster? Because I feel like that might be a thing we can do. Wait, what's Chimley Flare again? Oh! Does that deal damage? I don't think that deals damage. We're dealing enough damage as is, though. We'll be fine. Does this deal damage? I don't think that deals damage. I'm so glad that you didn't have to use a button prompt for that, because I wasn't paying attention to his hand at all. Anyhow, yeah. This is a spectacular fight. It's probably absolutely destroying the bitrate of my recording, which is a bit of a downside, admittedly. Come on. Because of all the fireworks going on, the bitrate is not going to be very good at all. I feel like we still might deal with like 1 or 2 combos after finishing. But maybe... Okay, maybe not. Maybe that just deals a fuck of a ton of damage right away. And our maximum MP increase, which is very welcome because we're still very heavily reliant on normal magic. The moment we get summons, it's not going to matter that much anymore. But until then, normal magic is going to be very, very good.
Yes! That's 1 down.
They're not so tough by themselves.
That one was a rock.
Okay, what's next?
Next is making our last little bit up the mountain and then probably ending this episode. I don't know. You will know. You can just look at the... Oh yeah, that's right. Keyblade upgrades. I forgot about that entire system. It's actually not that bad because you can farm most of those items in the gummy routes, which I didn't know my first time playing through until the very end where I was upgrading all my Keyblades to the max. Or at least the ones I was using. So maybe we'll do a little bit of grinding in the gummy ships as well. Anyway, this is the top of Mount Olympus. We'll see any moment now. And there we go. I could just end the recording session here as well and do a bit of grinding. That might not be a bad idea, honestly. What level am I? I'm level 6. Maybe you think like level 10 to 15 wouldn't be the worst idea ever. I don't know. I don't know.